Recently, we have seen a spike in terror-related activities in India. First, Pahalgam, now Delhi. Are there lapses on our part, or is there something else driving this surge? To talk about this and many more issues, today I have with me a well known retired bureaucrat from Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Vikram Singh. Mr. Singh, welcome to my Monday Talk interview series. First question is, there has been a spike in terror related activities in India. So, are there lapses on our part at the intelligence level, or there is a failure of policing at the ground level?
Thank you very much, Mr. Anurag, for having me over in your prestigious show and platform.
Thank you so much.
Every terror attack is a cause of great concern and introspection. And there cannot be anything that is 100% perfect. We should grade ourselves and see the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Every such incident should pass through a stringent and a strict SWOT analysis. You mentioned Pahalgam and you mentioned these things. And as a veteran, it is not for me to whisper sweet nothings or to talk only of sweet things. I would be living in a fool's paradise and would not be doing my duty if I would say that everything was well under control and the terrorist got a bloody nose. No, it's not that. Pahalgam, there were multiple security failures. The district authorities perhaps were blissfully unaware, and the reinforcements and the QRT were not there. And whatever I'm telling you is on the basis of facts and whatever is in public domain. And therefore, I would say that we could have done much better. And I'm a little disappointed on this. I would say that yes, we could have done much better. Al-Falah University, its recognition, its starting, its initiation, all have a huge question mark. Such a university should never have come about. The promoters have served for 3 years in Tihar, and then all the accreditations and the approvals are basically fake. The most devious and type of people found refuge and shelter in this university, and the police were blissfully unaware, not only of their antecedents, but also of their taking of rent and also purchasing of ammonium nitrate in almost to the tune of 3 tons.
How you assess India's current internal security environment?
I deem it to be A+++. It couldn't have been better. Never was internal security as strong and robust as it is today. Naxalism is almost at its breathing its last, and that is a matter of satisfaction. When I was the DGP in the year 2008, no other than Mr. Ajit Doval mentioned that 40% of land mass of India is impacted by left-wing extremism. Today, it is just the basics. You have this unfortunate incident of 10th November was the first of its kind in 14 years. I would say the last Delhi blast was on September 2011, and this is the first blast after that. Therefore, I would say that we are working on it. We are working on Pahalgam, but in the scale of 1:10, I would say it is very robust and A+++.
Has the nature of terrorism evolved recently, and how security agencies are dealing with it?
Shifting of gears is the standing operating procedures of all the terrorist organizations. And Jaish-e-Mohammed and Azhar Masood are known to be shifting gears. They have a 24/7 R&D wing which continues to research. This business of hiring doctors, radicalized doctors, so that the needle of suspicion will not go to those who are donning a white apron and sporting a stethoscope. Therefore, it was a devious and a malicious game to hire radicalized doctors. You can see how devious the minds of a terrorist, how the mind of a terrorist works. I take you to a book, The Silence of the Lambs. The devious minds of a terrorist, you have to go behind the eyeballs. And this is exactly what our intelligence agencies are doing today, to be a generation ahead of them and to be proactive and not reactive.
Are there still lapses between center and state when it comes to intelligence sharing?
I would say that, generally speaking, the Intelligence Bureau, the IV, and RAW, and other intelligence, there's a robust system of exchange of intelligence. But there are certain states, primarily I would like to name before you, there may be Kerala, the likes of Kerala, West Bengal, who perhaps would be very reticent and reluctant to share intelligence, and perhaps even be reluctant even to gather and garner intelligence for obvious political reasons. You have Kerala, who would perhaps look the other way to the PFI cadres and their anti-national activities. Also, when the former deputy chief of Hamas addressed a gathering of the Keralites on a virtual mode, even that was very objectionable. And I would say that it leaves much to be desired when it comes to sharing of intelligence in respect of states like Kerala and West Bengal.
Do you think India is adequately prepared for coordinated multi-city terror strikes?
Very much. The current impact, the current strike that you had on 10th of November in Delhi, the plan was D6, whether it is December 6 or demolition 6, but they had programmed for 32 simultaneous attacks and 32 sensitive locations that would include Varanasi, Prayagraj, Mathura, Vrindavan, Delhi, Red Fort, Gauri Shankar Temple, etc., and the iconic places. But India is fully prepared. The locations of the NSCG camps and the paramilitary forces all over are fully geared to take on any misadventure planned by the terrorist organizations.
What do you think? What reforms are most urgently needed in India's policing system?
Firstly, Prakash Singh versus Union of India, the 7 points given by the Honorable Supreme Court in the year 2006. Now it is almost 20 years that the judgment was passed. It should have been the law of the land. Let us faithfully implement what was given by the Supreme Court. The Model Police Code, also the security of tenure of all field officers, starting from the station house officers to the DGP, and also the grievances committee that should be in the hands of non-police officers. Also, extra budget, not only the extra budget, that futuristic technologies like machine learning, AI, augmented reality, they should all be a part of the curriculum now. The drone technology, the robotics, everything. Because the days of the Lati and Danda are over, and again, cyber crime has overtaken the traditional crime of dacoity and robbery. Therefore, the police need to be, if they have to be successful, people friendly, well, there has to be shifting of gears in modernization, judicial reforms, and also the training part.
How big challenge propaganda is playing for national security?
Very much. The fake news, deep news, disinformation, and absolute lies, they seem to have overtaken the social media. You'd understand that less and less percentage of the population is now reading the newspapers on a daily basis. So they are being fed by the social media. And social media, if you say the content is almost, I would say by a rule of thumb, I don't have the statistics, but I feel that 70% are doctored, fake, and malicious. Therefore, I would say that cyber patrolling, social media patrolling, which has been started by UP and many other states, is not only a requirement, it is a compulsion today that the social media needs to be patrolled for vitriolic and fake and false news so that the people are not fed with lies or riots instigated and hatred mongering takes over.
What lessons has India learned from its past terror attacks?
Good question. Every terror attack has its own set of questions and there are lessons drawn. Take 25/11, take the Indian Mujahideen bomb blasts in the courts of Lucknow, Prayagraj, Ayodhya, and other places. Every incident has a lesson that the country can. First, complacency has no place in policing today. You should anticipate and be prepared for a worst case scenario. The response time has to be minimal, and even before the terrorists are able to flee, your systems and your procedures should be there to first prevent panic, apprehend the culprits, third, restore normalcy. Therefore, the standard operating procedure will have to be rehearsed and rehearsed in a manner that repetition, internalization till it becomes a habit. Therefore, a lot more needs to be done and we have miles to go before we sleep. But yes, to prioritize that these are the things that we have to do, this should be the roadmap, that there can be no complacency. And last but not the least, the technology. You see, the type of technology that the terrorists are using today, the police will have to be at least a generation ahead of them. Otherwise, the police will lose the game.
After decades in policing, what one weakness in Indian security apparatus concerns you the most?
Corruption, with the capital C. Complacency. If there is one thing that is even worse than corruption, it is complacency. You see the two incidents that you have in Pahalgam and the 10th Amendment, it is the complacency. Nothing is going to happen to me. Nothing is going to happen here. And in the process, we allowed the grass to grow underneath our feet. We allowed those undesired elements to have a base and a launching pad in Al-Falah University. Al-Falah University got their approvals from three successive governments. I'm not a political person, but they got from one setup. Then the second setup was no better, and they also allowed it to prosper. I would not like to believe, but I believe that quite a few VIPs have gone for the convocations. Do you not for a moment think that it is good to verify the antecedents of the promoters and the university before you venture into the unknown? Then, those who were dismissed from service from Kashmir for anti-national activities were given a safe haven in this university. I really fail to understand that if this is not complacency, then what? Then the HRD ministry could have done much better. That they could have questioned and seen that this Al-Falah University is so close to Faridabad, 13 kilometers and 40 kilometers from the national capital. We allowed the mushroom to grow, allowed the grass to grow underneath our feet. What were the compulsions? Was it corruption, complacency, or both? I mean, nothing shocks and surprises me any longer. I could tell you that policing is a full-time job. There is no possibility of my making reels or going for fashion shows, anything. And when I say I mean constable, right to the DGP. If you're so passionate about your social life, then police is not a job for you. If you're not able to devote 24/7 and be passionate about policing, then perhaps you should go for other services and other avocations. But if it is police, it has to be 24/7. And therefore, I would say corruption and complacency.
What advice you want to give to the IPS officers, those who are joining the services now?
Be the best where you are. Keep away from malignant influence of the social media. And to be the best, you have to invest in yourself, in upgrading your knowledge skills, your heart set, your mindset, your skill set. And these are the skill sets that will keep you. One examination has made you an IPS officer, but to navigate yourself for 36 years, look what Dr. Sandeep SSP Srinagar did. The focus and the energy and the dedication. Have the eye of the tiger, have the eye and the flight of an eagle, and have a no-nonsense approach to your profession.
Indian police system and political pressure. Comment on that.
Political pressure is synonymous to illegitimate expectations and unrealistic orders. You had the case of a lady officer where the deputy chief minister in Maharashtra trying to break. Firstly, verbal orders are unacceptable. No verbal orders need to be taken. And I would also appeal to all officers. All verbal orders will have to be translated in writing, questioned and verified from your immediate superior. Secondly, all pressures, there are two kinds of pressures, legitimate and illegitimate. As far as legitimate is concerned, that is not a pressure, that is a recommendation, and that should be accepted because it is legitimate. As far as illegitimate, I see no reason, and I'm seeing a lot of authority of 36 years in service. And I'm coming from a state which is known, "Saw sonar ki, ek lohar ki," that the type of political pressure and arm twisting that happens here, unless there is a weakness in you, no politician has the right or even the temerity to put any illegitimate pressure to you. The biggest influencers in the political system would think 10 times before asking you something that is illegal or immoral. Unless you have it in you or the weakness in your personality or your mindset, they will not approach you. As Mrs. Roosevelt said, nobody can humiliate you unless you are a willing accessory.
You have served in UP. So do you think there is a improvement in UP's law and order under Yogi ji?
Comparison should be between comparables. I'm not a political person. When the chief minister has no family, when the chief minister has no pocket, when the chief minister has no personal priorities about himself, you can well understand that nobody is in his payroll. He has no mafia to cultivate because he wants extra income for himself. He himself is absolutely beyond income, beyond expenditure, beyond family. Therefore, he is totally unsparing and I've never heard in my career, in my lifetime, mitti mein mila dunga, which is set for the mafia, and lo and behold, wo mitti mein mil bhi gaye. Vani mein Saraswati jab virajman rehti hai, then whatever you say comes true. And it did happen. Atiq, Ashraf, Mukhtar, sab mitti mein mil gaye.
India has declared Delhi blast as a terror attack. So do you think we are close to another war with Pakistan?
I would qualify this, say that it is a terror attack, and if there is a terror attack that is from an outside country, it will be taken as an army, as a military aggression and an attack on our sovereignty. Under these circumstances, I'm given to understand that today there is a talk that Bangladesh was a launching pad of this Delhi attack. Go to the Deccan Herald, they have covered the story that the explosives also were routed by Pakistan via Bangladesh to Murshidabad, and from Murshidabad, I know, but this is a tall story, but it has to be verified. Therefore, if anybody has ventured into the unknown as has dialed the wrong number, well, there will be consequences to be, and the nation would be very much prepared for Operation Sindoor 2. That is on the card. But whether it will be Pakistan, whether it will be Bangladesh, or both, that remains to be seen. But I'm sure there will be consequences.
With this, we have come to the end of our interview. Despite having such a busy schedule, you took out time for me. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much. God bless you. Thank you.